Hello, my name is Sarah Hetchings. I'm Head of Engagement at Brain in Hand. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. Brain in Hand are delighted to be sponsoring the NADP conference for 2021. I wanted to start off by explaining what the Brain in Hand support system is. It is a unique combination of practical digital support tools. Human support, we have over 70 Brain in Hand specialists across the UK, and a helping hand response service for when a little extra help is needed. It is designed to help people manage anxiety, unexpected events, and difficulties of day-to-day life. Accessed via a smartphone, it can be used around the clock. Using Brain in Hand's digital technology can reduce support levels and has been proven to increase confidence and build independence. To make sure your students are achieving at their full potential, we can work with you to create a university-specific pre-populated account. We also offer bespoke team webinars for your university colleagues to ensure you have all the information you need. This video will now explain in more detail the pre-populated Brain in Hand accounts that can be tailored specifically to your university or college, followed by an example of the personal planning sessions we offer students to get them set up with the Brain in Hand support system. I hope you have a wonderful conference and remember to sign up for one of our Brain in Hand goodie bags.
Typically, students start Brain in Hand with a blank slate, but the engagement team at Brain in Hand can work with universities to create a pre-populated account to include any information students may find useful while at that university. This could include details about university support provisions, student facilities, available resources or local services. This information will be added to the student's unplanned page, so it's available to them at all times when they first start to use Brain in Hand. Students can then customize this content by adding their own self-management strategies or adding hyperlinks to existing strategies.
What is a personal planning session? Brain in Hand is a digital support system, but human support forms an important part of the onboarding process. This support might include personal planning sessions, ongoing support and reviews. The Brain in Hand workbook frames the personal planning sessions, and there are 5 modules to complete. We ask users to complete the first module prior to the first planning session, either on their own or with a supporter. This gives users a chance to think about their current support, their strengths, values and successes, and areas of life they would like to focus on to see positive change. Users can also think about goals they would like to set for themselves. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'll just talk you through what we're going to get, what we're going to get done today.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we'll basically get your account set up, check there's no problems with your account, make sure the personal information is all filled out okay. You've already begun to fill out your workbook. So we're kind of starting here. I'll ask you to talk me through module 1, and then we'll work out and we'll get a sense together of what you're going to use Brain in Hand for and how that's going to work for you. Then we'll begin to think about how to break down some of the issues that might be coming up for you, and break those down in a way that is going to be useful to put into your Brain in Hand system.
The setups are very user-led, and we'll try to help them identify their own strategies for things where they can, as having something in their own words and it being their decision makes it more likely that they're going to sort of engage with that in the future when they need to. But if somebody is having difficulty thinking about what they might want to do in a situation, we'll offer suggestions of maybe what we've seen have worked for other people in different settings.
The specialist and the user then work together to identify the features of Brain in Hand that might be useful and how to use them. Okay, so this is really about breaking something down now to the point we've talked about what's important to you and what you value, and we've looked at how your life is currently being affected by certain difficulties or things that you would like to change. So on this page, managing difficult situations, we're beginning to really narrow that down, so we can begin to start thinking about how you're going to put these changes into brain and hand in a way that's going to be helpful.
Sure.
The user leads the session, while the specialist will encourage positive problem solving by helping the user identify strategies and responses based on their current strengths and goals. What do you think you could either tell yourself or action that you might be able to take to get yourself going or to prioritise?
So I think I should probably try and get in a habit of having like lists or some sort of thing that says what needs to be done.
Okay. So what would be the first thing you would do then in that circumstance?
So I want to put like a checklist, but I feel like I have to start making lists first.
Okay. So
I do sometimes.
So maybe one of the solutions might be start making lists. Let's just get that down. The workbook flows in a way that allows the user to think about their strategies and express solutions in their own words before inputting an enhanced system.
The strategies that are in Brain in Hand are always very useful for people to access when they are in a difficult situation. But the Brain in Hand system also gives people the option to request extra support when they need it via the traffic light system. The sort of response teams that we work with are very experienced in helping people use their own strategies to overcome situations where they might not be able to access their clear thinking as well.
The user will also test their red traffic light with a responder and understand how to monitor their mood throughout the day. By digitally recording events, problems and solutions, the user has access to helpful strategies in line with their goals at all times. Useful features such as reminders encourage users to focus on upcoming tasks, safe in the knowledge that they have the tools to cope. The way Brain in Hand is personalised is important and very different from offering generic tips and quick solutions. Templates can be helpful in offering examples and helping users access the system quickly and easily. Okay, all the activities that we've created, you can find them in here. So do you think between now and next session you'd be able to go through those and just delete out anything that you don't want?
Yeah, so I guess then everything that's left will be useful.
Everything that's left will be useful, yeah. And then we'll have a good basis to start the next session. We'll begin to add to it, personalise it and edit it even more. After the personal planning sessions, the user will be ready to start using Brain in Hand from their phone or other mobile device whenever they need it, accessing their personal strategies and requesting extra help from the responder service if they're finding things hard to cope with. The user will be able to learn and reflect on what works for them and use this to move forward.